Once again, you're welcome to our program, your program, the Democratic Gospel Half Hour. My name is Pastor Emeka George, your anchor person. I have in the house today as a guest a very important personality, a man that is so eloquent, very, very eloquent, a commander in the Lord's Army. Seated with him is my in-house resource person, Apostle Dr.M.A.Adedeji. You will know our guest when we come back from break.
Osawani is my name, and I'm on the DG Half Hour show. I want to recommend this program to you. It will be a blessing to you. It will be indeed a blessing, and I'm sure through this telecast, your life can be transformed, your life can be changed. So get tuned to this every Tuesday and be a blessing. Amen. God bless you.
Welcome back. Yes, I was talking about our guest, an octogenarian, a man that is known widely for truth, a fearless man who has the whole attribute of a man of God. He is indeed a terror in the kingdom of darkness. Welcome in the house, Reverend Dr. Moses Iloh. Doctor, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
Amen. Reverend Dr. Iloh is the President, Eclectic Movement, Nigeria. He's also the presiding steward, Soul Winning Chapel. Apostle, also you're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Today we are looking at a very wonderful topic, a very important topic, the affliction of the masses. The affliction of the masses is one topic that is very important as far as today is concerned. We are taking a great and a closer look at the management of Nigeria. Management of Nigeria. Let me come to you, doctor. Let's begin. The affliction of the masses. How will you step in, sir?
Well, as far as I am concerned, the masses are being oppressed and suppressed by poverty, hunger, sickness, disease, and sudden death. We've come to a situation in Nigeria where the poor is no longer called the poor, but he is downtrodden. In other words, there is a calculated and concerted effort to trample on them. You know what happened in Nigeria is you have so many poor people, you step on them before you get into your jeep. That's pathetic. It is so sad that the situation in our country today makes you want to cry. In this Yuletide, this is the season Nigerians are known for celebrating. Oh, Christmas season. Every child will have a new dress. Every family can at least eat a chicken. Every family will be able to have a new shoe, able to go to little celebrations. But today, are you seeing that? What are we seeing today? People are like that, moaning, groaning, wondering, shall there be anything to eat tomorrow? I mean, for me, it's pathetic. For me, I hold the government responsible, and I want to say to them that they are very poor managers of the affairs of men. This is a country that is the 6th world oil-producing nation. I do not know what the excuse is other than saying poor management.
Poor management. Sir, let me come to you. Affliction of the masses. And the president, I mean, Dr. Iloh is here indicting the government, you know, as being responsible for this act. Would you subscribe to this idea, sir?
The affliction of the masses is not something that is starting today.
Okay.
It has started from time immemorial. Nigeria is a country where the masses, if I borrow a leaf from what he said, the masses are downtrodden in Nigeria. The masses are trampled upon. So the government ought to do something about that. The management of the affairs of the nation rests squarely on the government. There is nobody else. Therefore, the government stands indicted, as he has said. And the successive governments have been doing, they have been lethargic in these affairs. And therefore, this government ought to do better. They should do better. And we're trying, we're seeing a little bit, there's a movement, but this movement is not significant enough. We need to see a better movement than we have seen so far. This time of the year, we need to see what is called democratic dividend.
Democratic dividend.
Where is it for the masses? That's what we're looking for. We are advocating for the masses. We are talking about what the masses ought to have and what is missing now. That is what we are talking about. The management of the affairs of the nation is the responsibility of the government.
Yes.
Therefore, the government should find ways of providing the means of improving the lot of the masses.
Good. Talking about the government and talking about management, we tend to believe, and I share this belief, that it's been there before this government came in. But our belief has been that when democracy comes to stay, things will be better. Doctor, would you think that democracy in Nigeria is working towards alleviating the poverty of the masses or sufferings of the masses?
Well, again, it depends on what you mean by democracy. Now, our present form of government, I'm telling you what I think, is that this is a kind of military government that is being tamed by civilians. That's all it is to me. Because the difference only is that nobody flogs us with koboko at the petrol station. We are able to speak. But that's neither here nor there. The point is this. The moment a party or a group of people come on board and they are in authority, the first thing is to sit down and say, what are the priorities of our people? Our people are hungry. There is no job for them. The hospitals are still ill-equipped. Do you need a degree for you to feed your child? The man in the village is a palm wine tapper. Know that in the morning he taps his palm wine, he sells it, he comes home, he cracks a nut, and he'll feed his child. What are we talking about?
The issue here, what the doctor is actually pointing out point blank, is that the government stands indicted and they are not doing, their responsibility is abandoned. But this government is talking about corruption. Just recently, within this program, we realized that a minister was laid off for corruption. And which means they are serious about corruption, sitting, sanitizing the government, Let me now ask you, President, what would you expect the government to do to address some of these issues that Dr. Iloh has raised here?
I am not the spokesman for the government.
Okay.
Therefore, I will only say what I know. Let us call a spade a spade. The government, this present government, they have been trying their best. Their best may not be good enough for us, but they have been trying their best. They're human beings.
All right.
We cannot say that, you have to feel something for somebody called President of Nigeria and his Vice President. They have myriads of advisors. I sympathize with them. When 10 people will come and advise you to go right, and another 200 will advise you to go left, and one will say jump up, and the other one will say sit down. I sympathize with them. If these people are not intelligent enough to be able to decipher for themselves, they will always misdirect their affairs. But be that as it may, what I'm trying to say is that they have a focus, they are going one way, and it takes a long time to get there. It will take long. Democracy is not something that you can get the dividend in a day. I don't even know why the president coined that democratic dividend will be something that you will see quickly. It's not something you will see quickly. The work they will do a lot of work. Before you see the result, it will take time, because it's like planting a seed. When you plant seed, it takes time for it to become a tree, and it takes time for that tree to bring fruit. So that's exactly what is happening in their own area. Now, having said that, the setting in Nigeria, when we're talking about anti-corruption in Nigeria, there must be examples, but what are we saying here? Are we saying that the scapegoats is an example, or are we taking real examples If we are to talk about examples, we'll take as many as we can lay our hands on at the right time, at the same time.
Okay.
So not just one isolated case. Pick somebody. No.
As it were in the case of Dr. Kwanga.
They will pick as many as they can because newspapers have been reporting so many people. Now let's find as many as are reported should be indicted. They should be brought to justice, and that is it. That will show Nigeria and even our foreign friends that we are serious about anti-corruption. Anti-corruption we are talking about, what we are saying that corruption is still going on. Recently, we have the police trying to sanitize the police. And believe me, corruption is still going on in the police at that time. We have the custom trying to sanitize the custom. Corruption is still going on. Where do we, Nigeria, we have a certain psyche that it needs reorientation. We have to actually re-educate ourselves. It needs massive re-education for us to understand why corruption is not suitable for a country. Maybe we don't understand it. It has become a part and parcel of Nigeria until we separate ourselves from it. It's a cankerworm that has eaten into the fabric of the society, which must be separated. You need a surgical operation to remove corruption from Nigeria. It has become part of Nigeria.
Sir, let me come to you, doctor. In one of your public appearances, I was listening, you said that the government or the masses are systematically plotting to return this government back to a senseless direction, if I may put the word that way. What alleged your fear over this? How did you make your findings?
Now, let me make a point very clear.
Yes.
Everybody seems to think that democracy is the answer to our problem. It's not. I don't share that opinion. Look at Russia. When Russia was totally communist, the Russian was happier than he is today. Look at China. The population is such that it's difficult to manage, but they're communists. Look at today. In China, there is a high degree of honesty, transparency, justice, fair play. So what's democracy? Democracy could mean madness. Democracy could be liberty to hang yourself. Democracy could be freedom to commit suicide. I'm talking of the management of the affairs of men. Call it whatever name you like. People today are threatening of, oh, democracy, you will destroy, you will scour this democracy. What democracy? Democracy that makes a man hungry, makes a man sick, makes a man poorer than poor, makes a man confused, makes a man insane. What is the name of that government? I'm not talking of the name of the government. I'm talking of approaching human problem. Now, let's look at what is going on now. Today in Nigeria, you have very decent people. You see, I don't know when Nigerians realize what Nigeria is. Nigeria is one of the greatest countries in the world. This is a country that must not be ruled by non-entities. For goodness sake, we are giving the world the impression that we have nobody. We have the best of people. We are blessed, no natural disaster. We have intelligent people in this country. But look at this from a more realistic point of view. There is a spiritual problem in Nigeria. Nigeria is being governed today by the spirit of error and the spirit of fear. These demons have taken over the atmosphere, and all of us seem to be partially mesmerized. Everybody is so afraid. We are afraid of dying. Only a few days ago, 26 good Nigerians went into a downpour and died on the spot. So you are afraid of dying. When will one not die? Why don't we come together and tell the truth? If you have a car, you give to a mechanic, and the mechanic cannot repair the car, the other calls the consultant, or you take your car back and give to another mechanic. This country has been in the hand of mechanics for 5 years now. They better get consult experts to tell them when to take us to. Or let us take this car from the mechanics and give it to another mechanic. All I'm saying is democracy is not the answer. Management.
Good. I will come back to the issue of what we must do, the nitty-gritty aspect of it. What must we do to save the masses, to save management of this nation, to make it serve right? We will look at that when we come back from break.
Dr. Isaac Etidia, the Bishop of Cornerstone Christian Church Incorporated, Fire and Thunder Chapel, Magodo, GRA, Lagos here. I want to encourage you to watch this program called DG Half Hour, Democratic Gospel Half Hour. That is a special program that is encouraging Christians, you know, to know the values of their faith in the society. And I encourage your friends to do the same. God bless you as you do so.
Welcome back. Yes, Doctor, you're welcome once again. Apostle, you're welcome, sir. Yes, we're looking at what must we do now to return this nation to track. What are we supposed to do? Let's come back, because we say the masses are suffering in true and true order. What should we do? What do we expect the leaders to do?
Let me start from where Dr. Iloh stopped. We have tried many isms. Okay. That's what he is saying.
Okay.
So far, we are trying democracy. And as far as the majority of the people in this country is concerned, democracy seems to be the best option that we have. And that's the best option we have. Now, I don't believe that we should borrow democracy in its toga from the foreign land and install it in Nigeria, hook, line, and sinker.
Sinker, yeah.
I think we should now indigenize our democracy.
Mm-hmm.
That will come later. We'll talk about that later. We should indigenize our democracy to suit Nigeria, to make Nigeria a country that God wants it to be. God has blessed this country, because the country is so endowed that we should not suffer. So democracy, in my opinion, is the best answer for Nigeria. But how do you modify it to suit Nigeria? How do we indigenize it to suit Nigeria? That is the area that we should go into, that we should worry about. That is number one. Number two, what do we now do? I agree with his theory of giving our motor to a mechanic. We have given this motor to many mechanics.
Okay.
And the motor seems to work one day and die the other day. We have given it to this particular mechanic now. The motor seems to be working at least for 1 week and dying for 2 days. Let us now consult consultants. Don't take it away. Let's consult consultants. Let this mechanic have this for a period of time. The period is a short time. Let this mechanic keep it for that period of time. Let the consultants, let the likes of us go in and tell this mechanic, here is a road, here is a no way.
Okay.
So as long as we can give advice to the mechanic, he may eventually come to bring a better car for us. He may repair the car better than we expect.
Yes.
That is my own belief.
I want to take something out from there. You raised 2 points here.
Yes.
Initially, yes, you raised a point. I see clearly when you were talking about the direction at which the government is going. You said it's a long process.
It is.
Yes. You also made a point now of this bringing consultants to stay with the mechanic.
Yes.
The point I want to ask about the question now is, where do we get these consultants?
Okay.
Where do we get it? Let me begin with Dr. Iloh. Where do we get these consultants?
Well, before I talk about the consultants, I want to go back to my brother again.
Okay.
You have a baby, and this baby, you've been traveling with the baby has had problems and that, and you lost your baby for a long time. Somebody's handled the baby here, and that mechanic took the baby, or someone that nurse took the baby, and suddenly the baby is given to you. Number one, the baby is naked, the baby is tired. The first thing you do is to feed your baby.
Yes.
Why can't this government feed us? Forget all this cooking, that one. Why don't you just feed us?
How they do not have food?
We have the ground to farm. We have enough money to import foods. We can import the food. If we subsidize on food for the ordinary man on the road to get up in the morning, he can buy his bread, he can drink his tea, he can buy his amala, or he can buy his corn without sweating for it, and he can eat some ordinary food, and he's well. Then of course we can move whatever the economists, whatever you're advising these mechanics to do.
Doctor, let me interrupt you a little.
Yeah, do.
There was this, the president said something here.
Yeah.
He said that he feel for the government. Why? He said, because they have a lot of advisors.
Yes.
It's like before an issue is taken into consideration, there are many advisors. In fact, that area is another kettle of tea.
Yes.
You understand? Now, what we're talking about is these advisors, these people that, how do we check advisors?
Yeah, somebody tells you to give sand to your son to eat. He's a good advisor. His own children are big and strong. And he says, oh, give sand to my children. Are his children eating sand? You know that sand will kill your child. Must you take the advice of a nincompoop? Must you take the advice of a mischievous person? You should be able to filter the advice. Look, oh, this advice is very good. Put it in the pigeonhole. Right now, advise me. How do I give this child food to eat now? You tell your advisor what you want. The advisor should be.
I'm coming to president. Listen, I'm coming to him. He said the issue of advisors. You remember when the president, appointed advisors, he told them, not everything you tell me I will take.
Exactly.
You understand?
Exactly. Right.
Not everything you tell me I will take. He made that statement. I want to clear him on that. He made that statement.
Yes.
But we want to believe the issue, like what you both are saying, democracy is freedom for all. It's an opportunity for you to say your mind, government for the people, by the people, and for the people. But the point is, who are these people? Saying your mind on what? Could it be that we are ignorant of what we really need and we go about saying it? Who do we blame in this area?
The point I was trying to make is we talked about consultants. Now, if the mechanic finds that the repairing the car is still faulty, he needs now a consultant. And at that stage, you want to know what type of consultant, where will he get a consultant? Now, let me go back on that because that will make the thing clear to us.
Yeah.
In this sphere, you need both the academic and spiritual consultancy.
Okay.
Even the native one, you need him too.
Even the
Native wisdom is very important.
even native intelligence.
Yes, you need it.
You need consultants to tell you what is going on. Why Dr. Iloh felt so passionate about what is happening is that if you call a group of people, and the government has been doing it incidentally, but not all of us get to know this. If you call a group of people and say, look, how do we feed Nigeria? You will get an answer in less than 3 days. You get an answer. Get people together. I have said something before. If you come to me and you say, I have PhD in agriculture, I will give you a job and I give you 3 months. If you don't produce anything in 3 months, every couple I pay you, I will take back from you.
Fire you.
I fire you and take my money back from you. Because what did you learn from there? If you come to me, I have a special training. I'm an industrial analyst. I'm an industrial consultant. And for an industrial consultant to say that I am an industrial consultant, what the government should ask is, let me see the work of your hand.
Exactly.
I will give you whatever it takes to show me the work you can do. So if you cannot do the work in 6 months, my friend, I fire you and shut up. Don't tell me what to earn anymore.
The answer now.
Now, this is the way it should be done. If we have been doing it that way, we will get somewhere. But you see, not many advisors will advise Mr. President the right way. People advise because of their own belly, because of their pocket. They will advise because of what they want to get from it. So their advice will be tilted to their own favor. Whereas there are some people who will advise, irrespective of whose sources go out, they will advise what is good for the masses. Those people are few, they're far between, but you still have them in Nigeria. That is number one. Number two, that Dr. Iloh has made mention of, which we just touched briefly. Nigerians are very intelligent. We have Nigerians all over the world that we can contact. Some of them, they felt so disenchanted with what is going on that they will not want to listen to anything called Nigeria. But if they can see a difference in Nigeria, if they, is it 7-Up? It says the difference is clear. If they can see that the difference is now clear, people will come voluntarily. This is my country. What can I do to help the country? It was Kennedy who said the Americans should ask what the American can do for them, but what they can do for America. Not what the country can do for them, but what they can do for their country. Let us have the same in Nigeria. If we have that spirit, if we give people that spirit, the spirit of give and take, if we give these people that spirit, they will respond that way.
Because of time, viewers, you would have heard from the men of God that are sitting in here. Nigeria is your country, is my country. You as a leader, the masses are looking up to you to show them the way. On behalf of my president, sitting in here, Apostle Dr.M.A.Adedeji, and our amiable guest, Reverend Dr. Iloh, who happens to be the president of Eclectic Movement Nigeria, and the presiding steward, Soul Winning Chapel, I thank you for being part of us in this week's edition of DG Half Hour. Until when we shall be coming your way next week, my name is Pastor Emeka George, your anchor person. God bless you.